We are live. I'm just going to wait for people to join. I've got my, you know what, I was talking about forming positive habits. Did I see Shelley here? Double O PBS is here. Stephen Dempster's here. Kim's here. JD Boots. Sasha's here. Sasha, hello. Not seen you for a couple of nights. Parissa. Everybody's joining. I'll just give people a few minutes to join, guys. It's Friday night. We clearly don't have lives. Nina's here. Sasha says, hey Sasha. It's good to see everybody. Yeah, it's Friday night and this is how we roll. We're talking about forming positive habits. Evening, Kim, how are you doing? We're talking about forming positive habits tonight, and one of my habits that maybe isn't that positive is drinking coffee at 10 o'clock at night. I've treated myself to this tonight though because well, A, because it's Friday night, and B, I'm probably going to be up a little bit later than normal because I've got a lot of work to do on the site. So we're getting loads of people joining. Good evening, everybody. Let me know where you're from. There's a lot of names here who I've never seen before, so let me know where you're from. Let's have a look. What's that? Hitesh? Hello. Good evening. Positive imagery. Hi, says Gemma. Rock and roll. Manchester, awesome. I'm at Jade. I'm in Manchester as well. Sasha's excited for a Friday. She watched Mount Pleasant though. Mount Pleasant's pretty good. A friend of mine, Dan Ryan's in that. Just getting a cup of tea. We are also rock and roll, says Nina. Well, we are. While I see more people joining, I want you to do me a favour, guys. These Periscopes now are becoming quite. This is a habit. This is a positive habit that I am forming. I'm from Sheffield, no motivation city, really. Well, listen, man. We're going to sort you out. Inverness. We're going to sort you out with some motivation, some mind hacks, and some stuff that's going to help you kind of get further in your life faster. For those who don't know me, my name is Ross. I say this every Periscope. My name is Ross. I'm a voiceover artist. I'm an actor. Kim's got a T2 from Manchester. I'm also absolutely obsessed with mindset, productivity, success, what makes people great, and you know, kind of psychology and the mind hacks behind that psychology that will enable us to be able to basically just get shit done, and just have, you know, live a phenomenal life that's going to impact the world in a really positive way, and help you grow kind of every day of your life. I want people to help me spread these scopes, because this is becoming a habit of mine that I am kind of like biohacking, exactly like biohacking, but for the brain, and for your mindset and kind of your thoughts. It's actually going to do with some positivity tonight. Well, we're going to give you some, guys. Do me a favour though, share this with your followers. You can swipe on your phone, I think left to right if you're on iPhone, up to down, bottom to top if you're on Android, and you can click little tweets so you can share it with your followers as well. Let's try and get, you know, as many people as possible on the scope tonight. And if you are enjoying these scopes as well, one way that you can help me out as well is by tapping the screen to heart it up. You see Sasha's shared it, JD's just shared it, thanks guys. Try and get people on. Yeah, you can heart it up. You can give 500 hearts out every Periscope by tapping the screen, basically. So if you like what you see, then give me some stuff. By the way, didn't think Mark would look like that. Tweet. She's like, Nina's talking about Mark Dharma, friend of mine. Great guy. He's a personal trainer and a mindset coach in Hollywood. He coaches some of the biggest names in the acting industry and the biggest entrepreneurs on the planet. We're talking millionaires, billionaires. The guy's a bit of a legend. Even the cat has joined Kim, so that's great. If you want to get some free training from Mark, because Mark's a bit of a legend, he's done me a little deal where he will offer, you know, guys who follow me, you know, and who work with me, some free training. You can go to becomeawarriornow.com/Ross Grant, and Mark's got a video there that he made for me. Thanks for sharing, Paul. Parissa, thanks for sharing this. He's got a video there, and you will then get some free training. This guy charges about $10,000 an hour normally for his coaching, so you will get some little mind hacks and things that will help you in your life, if you're an actor particularly, from there. So tonight, guys, we're talking about habits, okay? Forming new positive habits. Last night we spoke. Is it just my signal that's rubbish? Give me some feedback. Is my signal clear for other people? I don't know, Jem. Hopefully it's not. It looks all right from where I am, but if the signal's not great, guys, let me know. Hopefully it's coming through okay, and you can at least hear me. Shelley's got no probs. Awesome. So maybe it is just your connection, Jem. If you X out, press the X in the top right hand corner, and then come back in. Maybe you know, maybe that you'll get a better connection. Floyd Mayweather has a great mindset. I have this training in my business, free coaching, and also help people. Awesome. Well, yeah, so tonight, mindset and positive habits. So generally speaking, you know, a lot of our success is completely determined by the habits that we form in our lives and our rituals. Now the problem is, we generally find that it's easier to form bad habits than it is to form good habits. And what we want to be doing is really not creating new habits that coincide and go along with those bad habits. We want to be replacing those bad habits. So we want to be getting rid of the old ones, creating new ones that are going to help us kind of get further faster. Now, it's been kind of like scientifically, the general understanding, scientifically proved, you know, process of forming habits takes around 30 days. Okay, and I want to introduce you to something tonight that you might not have seen before. Again, I've got a little printout, guys. Man wants to get up at 4:45 a.m. to work out. It's a pain though. Yes, it is. Now I used to do a similar thing. Not 4:45 though, man. I would do 6 a.m. I would never get up before 4:45. I think that's crazy for me. I definitely need my sleep. But yeah, forming habits around your nighttime ritual and your morning ritual are absolutely key. We're going to go over how you can do that though. I want to introduce you to this, guys. Something called the habitual curve. Okay. And you will see here where we start off. This is basically day one of a habit. Man, you start work at 7 o'clock. Well, yeah, 4:45, maybe it's possible. This is day one where we start off, okay, right up to kind of day 30 up here. Now we go through this curve as we are forming our habits, okay. Now, when we're starting out forming a habit, what should we use as an example? Let's use fitness then, guys, as an example. Because people will have a affinity with this. So when you're starting a new habit out for the gym, type yes in capitals now if you've tried to create a habit around fitness in the gym and you haven't stuck to it. Because I bet there's a lot of people on the scope tonight who have probably been there. I know I have. One stage in my life, absolutely. So man says yes. We're just talking about that, man. Yeah, you're trying to get up at 4:45. Sasha, yes. Yes, says Kim. Yes, Shelley. Exactly. Now, I bet when you first started off, you probably went, right, I'm going to start the gym. I'm pumped up for this. I want to change my body. Steve says yes as well. And you've probably gone out, and part of that is buying a gym membership, and it's buying some either new trainers or a new t-shirt, new shorts, you know, new workout gear. Give me some hearts if you've done that. Because this is generally what people do, and they get really pumped up and like, right, I'm ready to change. Okay, this is you on day one here, okay, where you're starting off with optimism. Now, gravity, what we call habit gravity, I want to introduce you to what's called habit gravity, is actually with you during this time. So this is you like at the top of the hill, and you're starting running down this hill. Gravity's with you. You're enthused, you're optimistic, and it's coming, you know, it's coming easy to you. This is kind of like day 1 to 5 around about here. Okay, by day 10, this is kind of starting to wane, right? So your initial enthusiasm turns into, actually, you know what? I'm getting a bit achy now. There's days where I think, oh, I just overdone it yesterday and I've hurt my shoulder a bit, and we start to kind of make excuses and justify to ourselves why we're allowed a day off, or we're allowed a couple of days off, you know, and we start to find that we hit this curve where habit gravity is actually pulling us back down. Okay, so at the start it's with us because we've got optimism, we're running down the hill, then it starts to go, and then bang, by day 10 it's all but disappeared. We then enter a zone, guys, here of active resistance. So day 10 to day 20, it's almost like we feels like lead in my back, says man. Yeah, day 10 to 20, we don't just kind of start making excuses, but what we normally do is we actually kind of actively resent this new habit that we have formed. So we go, well, it's not just that I'm making an excuse now, but you know what? Oh God, I can't be. I don't know if this is for me anyway. You know, maybe I'm just not cut out for the gym. Maybe it's not right. I've hurt myself. You know, I just wasn't born to work out or to run. I don't know how people get on the treadmill and run. It's so boring, and we actually start really resenting it. We've got another picture here to show you. So that's up to day 20, okay? This is active resistance, okay? And this is where most people give up, and it is such a shame. I don't even need to explain this with words, but look at this. Does this make sense to you guys? This guy here is on his journey. He's probably now day 1 to 5 and he's smashing it. This guy's on day 20. He's started to actively resent it. Look how close he was to the diamonds. He's now walking away. Most people statistically walk away from a new habit at around about day 18, 19 and 20. If they just stuck with it, what they would actually see happens after active resistance, they enter a zone known as escape velocity. Okay, this is where you actually start to find things are easier. The habit gravity starts to tail off, and you actually start to miss that new habit if you don't do it. Okay, by day 30, you're like clear. Okay, your new habit should be formed. It should be so ingrained within you. When you don't do it, you actually either feel guilty for missing it, or you genuinely just really miss it and you're like, you know what, I don't feel right unless I've been at the gym and I've worked out, so I must go. You change your should into a must at that point. But the really sad thing is, most people just give up here when they feel this active resistance. If they'd have gone on just 2 strikes more, guys, you know, for a few more days, then they would, you know, they would have absolutely broke free. I want you to think about a rocket when it's taking off, you know, literally a space shuttle. So when NASA, man wants the diamonds, we all want the diamonds. When NASA is about to launch a space rocket, guys, okay, this is an amazing fact. 97% of that rocket's fuel is used within something like the first, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes of its launch. You know when you see that huge fireball as it's like, you know, and the fire's like spreading out for, you know, hundreds of feet? 97% of that rocket's fuel is taken up in those moments. As it rises and it's going against habit gravity and it gets into the atmosphere, which for you would be escape velocity. Starting the car uses a lot too. Yeah, exactly. Escape velocity, as it gets into the atmosphere is lighter, you know, gravity isn't pulling down on it as much, you know, and effectively eventually once it, you know, leaves the Earth's atmosphere, it's pretty much, you know, kind of, you know, free to just, you know, to move on with very little gravity. That's what happens in our habits. So that's really the habitual curve. That's how you form a new habit, and it's really about being aware of this. What I want you guys to take from this is that when you're going to start your new habit, whatever that is, so man, if you want to start, you know, your 4:45 a.m. schedule, you're probably fine for the first 5 days. You'll start going to bed earlier, you'll be pumped for it, you'll be ready, you'll set your alarm, and you'll kind of wake up with enthusiasm going, you know what, this is great. And I used to do this. I set for a long time, I set a schedule out and a new habit to form to get up at 6 a.m. and I did it for about 6 months, just to see if I could do it and what it would do for my life. Now I get up at 7. I let myself off for an hour. But at 6 a.m. I would find for the first few days, I'd be so excited. I'd be like, yes, because I feel that I was getting one up on the world. I was up when no one else is up. I feel I've got the world to myself. I sometimes get that feeling when I stay up late at night, but that's not as conducive for productivity for the next day if you're staying up late. And it was great, but I would find after that first, Nosy Parker, hello, after that first, you know, kind of 2 weeks, started to be a bit of a drag, and I'd be like, well, I'll just stay up a little bit later tonight, and you know, and then I wouldn't be able to get up on time, or I would get up on time, but I'd find myself napping later in the day because I hadn't had enough sleep. Science says we can work perfectly well off 6.5 hours sleep, so as long as you're getting 6.5. You know, I know that the kind of norm is 8 for people, but you know, you definitely don't want to be having more than 8. Sometimes you can feel worse for having more sleep than you need. But 6.5 is actually, you know, has been proven to be a really nice amount of sleep in order for you to, you know, to function at peak state. So if you have a limiting belief that unless you have had 8 hours sleep, you're going to feel dreadful that day, that'll probably come true. But if you actually start believing it, you know, as long as I've had 6.5, I'm going to be good, that will also become true. You don't really need necessarily a lot more than that, unless you're doing something crazy like climbing a mountain. So be aware of this, guys. Day 1 to 30. It takes 30 days to create your new habit. And you know, initially be aware you're going to be enthused. You're going to hit this point where you're no longer enthused. You're going to actively resent your new habit when you get into the active resistance area. But then if you hang on and you're that guy with a pickaxe who is you know, is carrying on for a few more strikes, you're going to enter escape velocity, and by day 30 you're going to have created this new habit. So let me know, what habits do you So Jem says, love that, as I always think I need 8 hours sleep. Absolutely, Jem. We live in a world that gives us so many limiting beliefs in our lives, and we live in a world actually right now where we have never had as much abundance as ever. We have, we genuinely, as no matter really where you are, unless you are right now, God, really unfortunate, you're a refugee, you're in a war-torn country. If you're in the UK, America, any developed world, you have never had more opportunity, more abundance, more wealth than at any other period in time in history. But we still have a scarcity mindset because society gives us that. We ask people how they are and they say, oh, well, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough this, I don't have enough that. They do, they're just telling themselves they don't have that. We all have the same amount of time. If you are even one of the poorest people in the UK, you're still within the top, something like the top 2% of wealth in the world. 98% of the world is more in poverty than you are. So we just have this kind of scarcity mindset, and then people go, I haven't had enough sleep, because they have this thing, this kind of requisite that they need 8 hours a night. They don't. If you look at real studies, you need 6.5. I wouldn't recommend you have less than 6.5 a night. But there's soldiers out there who rotate in shifts, who literally are fighting for their lives and defending our country out, in various places around the world, who rotate shifts of 3 hours, 3 hours sleep at a time. And those guys have got way more stressful jobs than us. So 6.5 is enough. It's absolutely enough to work at peak state. I notice my mindset is amazing when I exercise regularly. It makes me work better as well. Man, I cannot agree with you more. I got into fitness and exercise about 6 years ago in 2009 in a serious way. Thanks to my friend and coach Mark Dharma, who's the guy I mentioned before. It built an absolute concrete foundation for every other area of success in my life. For my business, it made me feel good. For my confidence, I felt I looked better, I felt better. People don't know how good their body is designed to actually feel until they start using it, and through using it for exercise and getting in better shape, you take a lot more notice of what you're putting into it. You can only feel as good as what you fuel your body with. So, something that you really need to look at as well in terms of your habits. What are your habits around food, around drinking? Losing my job last year was the best thing that happened to me, as I now truly know the value of life. Sometimes, Kim, yeah, absolutely, you have to, you look back on events that you thought were tragic at the time. And I've said this before, relabel them as gifts. Look at what they gave you. Look at what you got out of that event. At the time, you might have thought, oh my God, I've lost my job. But, look now at what it's, what enabled you to achieve. Sasha eats too much KFC. Sasha, yeah, KFC, come on. That's not the most nutritious meal you could have. I'm getting really into green juice at the moment, guys. I bought a NutriBullet and a juicer. So I'm trying to juice as much as I can. I don't know if you guys have got any experience with that, because I'm completely new to it. So let me know if you haven't, if it's caused any positive effects in your life. I'm only just starting. But yeah, kale, spinach, cucumber, as much green as possible. I said, look at me with my coffee. This is probably bad. What's it done for you, man? How do you feel? Like, is it energized you? How has it affected your life having the green stuff? Love my NutriBullet. It's good, isn't it? I don't know. There's reasons for like the NutriBullet, Kim, because you get all of the pulp and you get all of the kind of the skin of the fruit and everything like that. Eyes feel more open, less tired, nice. But then you don't get as much concentration if you wanted a concentrated juice. So say you just wanted carrot juice. So I've got an eye condition, and I don't know if that old wives' tale of carrots make you see in the dark is true or not. But I know that the vitamin A, vitamin C, in carrots and stuff is really good for the eyes. You get in the habit of having it every day. Yeah, it's something that I just do in the morning now. Just make a quick smoothie with it. But I want to do the juice thing a little bit more and see how that affects me. All I'm hearing from my friends who live over in LA is green juice, green juice, green juice. So I'm going to see and see what it does. So I hope that's been useful for you. I know I've taken up quite a bit of your time tonight. It's 20 past 10, so that's 20 minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of make people aware of habit gravity, and if you are going to try and introduce a new habit into your life over the next 30 days, because that's all it takes. It's so simple. It's just 30 days. That I wanted to make you aware that you will come up against this resistance. You are going to resent it, at times. You're not going to want to do it, but if you just stick to it, you will end up not being this guy, because it's so sad. I see people doing this all the time. Most people's New Year's resolutions are finished by the 16th of January. just pointless. It's absolutely pointless. So a green juice bar in LA, yeah, it's massive in LA, Sasha. But definitely, and one way to also stick to your habits is to be accountable and check in with yourself. Apple pips, and it creates cyanide. I think you need to eat a lot of apple pips, Kim, to kill yourself with cyanide. But yeah, what I was saying, the one way is to check in with yourself. Now, most people only check in with themselves. You're doing a walk in the Peak District, man. Yeah, you got to get fit for that. Check in with yourselves regularly. Most people only check in with themselves on a New Year's resolution once a year. Pointless. You're never going to do it. Imagine if you checked in with yourself once a month on whether you're doing your goal or whatever it is. You've got 12 more times chance. 12 times the chance of succeeding. If you check in once a week, you've got 52 times as much chance as if you just checked in once a year on your New Year's resolution. If you check in every day, your chances just increase and increase. And when you're doing these habits for the 30 days, absolutely check in with yourself every day. If you do veer off on one day, fine. We will all do that, but make sure you get back on track the next day. And one way you will always do that is by checking in with yourself and seeing where you are at. So guys, if you've enjoyed this, diet plan on your phone, man, helps you track your diets. Yes, well, there's an awesome, there are some really good kind of apps for your phone that you can put in what you're going to eat for the day. It'll give you the calorie consumption, it'll give you how many grams of protein you're having, grams of carbs and grams of fat, because you've got to remember, calories from fat, protein and carbs are all different. So 1 gram of protein, 1 gram of protein I think is 9 calories, 1 gram of fat is 12 calories. So if your meals are being made up mostly of protein, don't look at the calories, don't matter. Because as long as they're being made up of mostly protein, and not the fats, or as long as they're healthy fats, 9 calories fat. What's protein then? Is that, I can't remember, it's 9 and 12 or something. But yeah, don't look necessarily just at the calories, look at actually what it consists of, whether it's protein, carbs or fat, and what most of those are made up of. 4, says man. 4 calories for cars. But you don't eat cars. I think you mean carbs. There we go. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, guys, swipe left to right on your phone. Follow me, subscribe. I'm doing these scopes every single night at 10 PM in the UK, at least for another 17 nights on the trot. I think this is scope 13. I committed to a new habit of doing this for 30 days, so I am on track. This is about the time when my habit gravity should be kicking in. Sasha says, thanks for tonight, great advice. But I feel with you guys and your support coming on, showing up, habit gravity isn't really kicking in for me right now, and it's on the habitual curve. Normally it would be. But because we're all doing this together, this is great. Man, cheers for showing up, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you on the next scope. Before I go, what are people doing this weekend? Just give me a little message. Just want to know what you're all up to. Obviously, we're going to be scoping at 10 PM, but what are you doing for the days? This weekend I will be working on Bulletproof Actor, my new mindset course. I've got 1 more unit to write and then that's finished, and then start filming that, and I'm going to release that next month. That's for actors. If you want to get your mindset sorted for the industry, and you want to really write yourself a limitless life, working exercises, man, then get yourself to bulletproofactor.com and leave your email address. You'll go on the mailing list, you'll get an invite, and you'll also get an invite to our private Facebook group. If you want to join the private Facebook group for Bulletproof Actor, it's facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor. Nina's exercising, Kim's on a radio show, good luck with that, Kim. Sasha is writing to people this weekend, well, good luck with that, Sasha. Hopefully you will get some awesome replies. And blogging, yeah, check out Sasha's blog. What is it, Sasha? SashaSaysItAll.com, is it? Give us the address. Check that out, and we'll give that little plug for you. Enjoy your night as well, man. Thanks for showing up. Let Sasha tell us her little blog. So if you're into the acting industry, and Sasha also interviews some cool actors and blogs all about acting. I think it's Sasha Says It All. Is it .com, Sasha? Come on, you're taking your time. She's probably checking it out herself. Hopefully she's not. There you go. Oh, that's a big one. God, I shouldn't shout that. The neighbours will think that's weird. www.sasha-borg.wix.com/Sasha Says It All. Wow, that's a long one. I reckon if you maybe Google Sasha Says It All, that'll probably come up anyway. So check that out. Thanks so much for showing up, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, you do need to buy your domain, Sasha. Get that sorted. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. I want topics, suggestions for tomorrow night as well, tweet me. It's at Ross A. Grant, so the same handle I have on Periscope, it's the same on Twitter. Tweet me and we'll talk about something that you guys really want to talk about tomorrow night as well. Until then, thanks so much for showing up. Go out there and smash it. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye bye.